Hello everyone, I'm Octavio from Yama's Financial, and today I'm going to show you how to read your winery's profit and loss statement under 5 minutes. If you ever opened your P&L and thought, this doesn't make sense, where's all the profit going? You're not alone. Winery financials are unique. They blend farming, manufacturing, and hospitality all in one business. So today we're going to walk through an example together. So this is a fictitious winery P&L, but it's a pretty standard P&L. At the top, we have revenue. For wineries, it's usually not one number. You'll want to break it out by channel. So here we have wholesale, DTC, and then bulk and grape sales. The total revenue of 2.15 million. We separate them because each sales channel has very different margins. Wholesale might have lower margins, but higher volume, while DTC, like your tasting room, wine club, and online, they usually bring in a higher profitability. And then below that, we have COGS. This is where wineries get tripped up. In our example, total COGS is 950,000 and it consists of grapes, winemaking labor, bottling, packaging, barrel supplies and additives, facility and equipment allocation, and custom crush fees. COGS pretty much represents everything that it takes to produce the wine from harvest through bottling. And if you make wine this year but haven't sold it yet, those costs should sit in inventory, not expenses. That's a common reason why margins look off in winery P&Ls. And below that, gross profit. So this is revenue minus COGS. So in this example, it would be 1.2 million and it would give you a gross margin of 56%. This tells you how much you're earning after production costs, but before operating expenses. Industry norms for DTC, it's around 60 to 70% gross profit. Wholesale, it's 25 to 40%, and bulk sales, it's around 10 to 20%. If your overall gross margin is under 40%, then that's a red flag. But in this example, it's 52%, so it's a pretty healthy gross profit margin. Below that, we have operating expenses. So this is pretty much everything it takes to run your business outside of wine production. In our example, we have sales and marketing, general administrative, facilities and utilities, professional fees and compliance, and depreciation, totaling 680,000. So this would consist like tasting room payroll, events, wine club marketing, ads, office staff, management salaries, insurance, accounting, rents, professional fees, like lawyer fees, depreciation for any of your fixed assets. Essentially, this section shows where your overhead is going. If revenue grows but expenses grow faster, your margins will shrink, even if sales are up. At the bottom, you'll see net income of 520,000. So this would be gross profit minus operating expenses, which is 520,000. In this example, it will have 24% net margin. That's pretty healthy for a small to mid-sized winery. But remember, net income isn't cash flow. You can show a profit on paper and still be short on cash if it's tied up in barrels, inventory, or accounts receivable. A strong winery P&L should always be reviewed alongside your balance sheet and cash flow to see the full picture. So let's recap. Break out your revenue by channel, so DTC, wholesale, bulk. Make sure your COGS is complete and inventory is properly adjusted. Number 3, check your gross margin, aim for 50% plus overall. Number 4, watch your overhead, see if it's scaling with your growth. And number 5, don't confuse profit with cash. And that's it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.